back to the Music Medicine Club for another episode of Friday Faves. I'm Donnie Lee, board certified and licensed music therapist here with Music for Life, and we are so glad to see you one more time. The polls are in. This week's Moody Monday poll was all about getting back to life. You know, the summer is coming to an end. School has now started in many states across our country. And most people, most households are just getting back into the swing of things, coming back from great vacations, coming back to work, going back to school for children, et cetera, et cetera. And so we want to know how you're doing with the adjustments of getting back into the swing and the normal flow of how most of our year looks. With that, we had some options for the Moody Monday poll. The polls are in, and 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton was the result. I'm not going to play a clip of the song today, but I do want to talk about it. When we look at the lyrics, well, let's start with the energy of the music first. So when we listen to the music, this is high energy music, of course, and the beat is pumping and there's an intensity to it, right? There's a driving force in it. Now, depending on who you are, how you interpret the instruments, the tempo, all of that stuff will determine whether you find that music energizing or unsettling. I think most of us would consider that music more so energizing. It's something that you can kind of move to. There's a groove, but you also feel that strong beat, that driving force. Now, let's talk about the lyrics for a moment. So the chorus simply says working 9 to 5, right? And it goes deeper and discusses barely getting by. It's all taken and no given. They just use your mind. They never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy, being a step on the big man's ladder, et cetera, et cetera. So when we look at the totality of the lyrics, they're not that positive. They're actually more so unsettling. And so it's just recognizing that for some people, when they think about coming back home and getting back into the swing of things after a great vacation where you got to relax, maybe in some exotic place, or, maybe it was at home, or it's just spending time with family, sometimes just having time to do the things that we desire to do, whether that be read a book, or go hiking or swimming in some amazing place, right? Most of us, coming from that, we can see school or we can see work almost as a machine and something that we're kind of trapped in, a way of life that we don't necessarily want to be in all the time. And this song is a perfect song to embody kind of how we view that, because while the lyrics are unsettling, the music kind of feels uplifting and encouraging. And so for some of us, it's recognizing that maybe there are other things we'd rather do than the work, but at the same time, we understand the role that the work plays in our lives. And so there is still a desire to continue going forth with the work, right? So if that is you, I think that this song definitely has a way to illustrate that and to match that experience. And emotionally, there are some things we can do. We can look at how we might hone in on the actual emotions that we're feeling with getting back into the swing of things. For someone, there may be frustration. For someone, there may be some anxiety. Oh no, I got to get all this stuff together. I got to get all the school supplies. And, I got to make sure I know all of the classes that my child is taking, right? Et cetera, et cetera. Or, oh no, there have been projects on my desk piling up over the last 2 weeks. I've been having a great time in Aruba and, I'm coming back to all this work. So anxiety could be something that, rises in you, or maybe it's anger, or maybe it's depression. But honing in on the emotion gives you an opportunity to explore how music might help you validate that emotion. And in validating that emotion, then we're able then to use music to also shift us into a more positive space. The great thing about being in a positive space is when you look at school or you look at work, coming from that space of positivity, coming from that energized mood state, allows us to be more efficient at our job. It allows us to move through the day and handle stress differently. So stressors then, instead of creating distress, may create more eustress. And so we embrace those stressors and the external stimuli differently. And it allows us to move forward, to work when we're at work, and then when we're home, to do the things that we desire to do at home. And it just creates a much healthier and more balanced lifestyle, if you will. So stay tuned for more episodes of Friday Faves. Please go to the website, look at the resources we have, because if this song was you, remember it's about recognizing what emotions are working, how do I validate those emotions, and then what music can help me shift into a positive space so that the way that I approach work and or school or the family, right, comes from a more healthy, balanced place as opposed to the stressed out, anxious, depressed, angry, frustrated space that sometimes we can get into, right? This has been Donnie Lee with you for another episode of Friday Faves, and we welcome you back next week for more with Music Medicine Club. Remember, this is the place where music is medicine. See you next time.